This is a HairFin. They look like little shark fins. I randomly found these when I was scrolling on Amazon, but these were on Shark Tank. Season 13, episode 20 in 2020.
The HairFin, when you care a little bit about your hair, but not too much.
I did not watch it, but spoiler, Damon did accept a deal.
You have a lot of time in your hair.
Damon, you've got a deal.
Thanks, I think.
This tool is gonna help you cut your hair all the same length, or the length of this tool. So it's acting as a guide. If this works, that's actually a pretty good idea. The inventor's name of this is Tony. He's an engineer that cuts his own hair, and that's how he came up with this tool. You can get the 5-pack on Amazon. It's $24. You'll get the baby fin. That's gonna leave 2 inches of hair, 3 inches, 4 inch, 5 inches, and the longest one is 6 inches. These will create a shorter haircut. As much as I would like to demonstrate it on myself, we're gonna have to use Bethany today. In your box, it's gonna give you 3 basic haircuts. You have the Surfer, which is using 4 inches all over. That's taking the 4-inch fin and cutting directly where the hair lives, making a round shape. That can be a little mushroom-like, a little whoop. The Scientist is blending 4-inch going down to 3-inch to 2-inch, and the Boss is doing 2 inches with a 3-inch horseshoe at the top. Before we test these, I wanna go over how you would cut hair in general. Typically, you would create a guide. You can measure this guide or you can eyeball it. So let's say our guide is going to be here. This is the length I want the top part of this to be. So this guide creates this whole top portion of the haircut, assuming we're going to do a traditional fade. So I'll take a piece of what I just cut, marry it with new pieces of hair. You can see the guide poking up, and I'll cut against the guide. Moving along, this creates the whole haircut, or gives me a guide for the whole haircut. So this tool is apparently going to take away all of that guesswork. If we use the 4-inch fin, it's going to be 4 inches all over. We're not having to worry about keeping up with this piece, or if we over direct it, or if we can't see it, or if we make a mistake. Everything that we cut should be 4 inches, not above and not below. Typically, when you do a basic shorter haircut, you're going to make a horseshoe pattern. You can kind of see these two, the Boss and the Scientist here, have horseshoe sectionings before it moves on to a different length. The horseshoe sectioning is going to look like a horseshoe. You can make it as wide as you want. It really depends on the haircut you're going for. Going by their tutorial, the fin is going to go towards the floor. You're going to take scissors, 2 fingers, crab claws, and do this. And the fin should be curved towards my body. I have quite a big gap here where this is loose. So he does say if that happens, it's better to almost curve your hands up a bit than curve them down. So mine will look like this. And he also notes that this goes forward. It is to not go side to side. So when you're cutting, it's going to be like this. We'll go for the Boss. So the 2-inch on the side, that's here. So we'll put it in. Remember, the fin goes towards your body. Not too thick of a section. Going in with the crab claws, resting it. And then I'm gonna have to cut this really backwards. He's even cutting it horizontal, vertical.
As I grasp the hair, I'm getting some hair in between all of my fingers. And this is perfectly fine. So long as I have my hand flat and parallel to the head, I can cut any hair above my hand knowing that it's going to come out even.
Technically, it wouldn't really matter if it's all going to be the same length. And when you pull it out to the side, it should all be 2 inches. Let's just try picking up random pieces like he has. Just the fin here. You would also have to be very careful of cutting your knuckles. More so if you're doing this on yourself by yourself. You'll cut this part of your knuckle off. If you can see that scar, I've cut my knuckle off several times. The knuckle raises up and it gets in the way. This definitely is awkward.
There's a bit of a learning curve to using it.
An easier method would be to use the clippers with a guard, but some people, I find this more so in children. If they're special needs, the clippers are really scary. The noise, the vibration. So this would be a better alternative, especially if you're having to do it at home and you don't have any hair cutting experience. This is actually pretty cool. It's gonna take me a minute. It's just holding it is kind of awkward, right? Now, when you get to around the ear, he's saying to trim that with the shears, just going around the ear.
Really want to take your time and be very careful with those sharp scissors near the ears.
Look at the woman as he's cutting against the ear. Sir, you are about to Van Gogh me. Okay, so not my best work. Could have cleaned it up with the clippers, but that's okay. Let's move on to the top, and that is going to be 3 inches. Here, again, the curve goes towards my body. This time we're gonna try it with the clippers. I'm just using a peanut. You can grab these at Sally's. This would be a lot safer because you won't cut your knuckle. So here, can you see? I don't really ever see him combing too much. I guess you don't need to. He's literally just going in, scooping it, going a little bit like this, up. I will be honest, I am struggling with this a bit. I will say it is a lot easier with the clippers. See how I did. Not great. You can see my guide. There's some cleanup that needs to be done because any way I pull this, it should all be a uniform length when I'm cross-checking it. Here, here, this is new hair. Not bad. It'll need some refining, some blending. You've got very short to long. You can just connect the two. While I was waiting for the camera to cool down, I cut this side with the fins. Couple issues I've noticed. Number one, it is not a quick process. Maybe because it's my first time, it's taking me a long time to do, and I kept dropping the fin. Secondly, if you follow like the guy's doing, he's just grabbing these large parts of hair and cutting. I would suggest working in smaller sections because you have to think if you grab hair and pull, you're over directing it up. So when you over direct something, it keeps the length. So that's why you're having this mullet tail. So you really need to cut it where it lives. So I've got all that I need to cut off, and I'm cutting this way backwards, but he even was cutting between his other fingers and cutting this way. And lastly, I noticed that this is going to be impossible to cut on yourself. He's demonstrating on himself, but he's only showing him doing the sides, and he also has a thinner hair texture or finer hair texture, so his hair is going to be easier to cut. If you have super thick hair, this is gonna be a nightmare for you to do on yourself, by yourself. You're definitely going to need a buddy. Having a pair of clippers around would be beneficial to clean up around the ear, around the hairline, and you could even use the clipper. Snap a guard on it. This peanut comes with a few guards. Snap a guard on it and then do the HairFin on the top if you like to do clipper on the side, scissors on top. All in all, I don't think it's a terrible tool, but it's gonna take time. To get used to it and to blend it, I would definitely suggest using the clippers just for the safety of not cutting your fingers. If you're willing to put the time in and the patience, you could save a ton of money in the long run. This was $24. Where I'm at, that's one adult haircut at Great Clips. Thanks again for being here. I'll link what I use below if you want to try it for yourself. If you do, or if you've used it, let me know. Subscribe to make Brandy happy. If you want, I'm here every single Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and on the other side of the internet, I have a other channel. Here I go being awkward. I don't like talking about myself, but here goes. I have another channel that I do mostly beauty reviews right now, or beauty products. So if you want to check that out, that's every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and I'll also link that below.